Welcome back. 15 minutes now past the hour when protesters flooded the streets of Cairo in 2011 demanding the resignation of President Hosni Mubarak. President Obama took a firm stand then. Mubarak had to go, he said. 10 days later, he did. Now, nearly 2.5 years after that uprising, Egypt again in turmoil. But this time, the president is refusing to take sides. His stance drawing growing criticism for those who say he should be doing more.
Obama, the bystander again. Here are the Egyptians in the millions out on the street trying to bring down an Islamist government, increasingly dictatorial, increasingly intolerant, arresting journalists and judges, trying to Islamicize the military, and the people are saying no. And what does the President of the United States do? He takes a position of studied neutrality.
Fox News contributor Waleed Ferris joins us this morning from Washington. Waleed, nice to see you this morning. What should the President of the United States do?
Well, a long time ago, he should have, first of all, opened the doors of the White House to all Egyptian factions. We have only seen in Washington, at the State Department and the administration in general, delegations from the Muslim Brotherhood or their allies. He should have engaged in dialogue with the leaders of the opposition, with the NGOs, with judges, and with the military. And now, at this point in time, you have a severe crisis. But that crisis is unique. It's not even what happened in 2011. You have 20 million Egyptians from Sunday to Wednesday who have been on the streets of Egypt. That is a strong signal that the Egyptian people want to see Morsi out, and the President of the United States should side by the people.
President Obama told Morsi that the U.S. is committed to the democratic process in Egypt and does not support any single party or group. So that sounds to me like the President just sitting on the fence.
That's abstract. That's total abstract. You could say this in a course of political science on campus, but if you are the president, the head executive, the head of the free world, you actually have to make a very clear position. When you have a majority of the people walking on the streets, you have more people walking in the streets of Cairo and Egypt than members of the Muslim Brotherhood, all of them together. So what the president needs to do is to tell Mr. Morsi, you have to do one of two. Either you will disband your cabinet and ask a prime minister from the opposition to form the cabinet, which still is part of the constitutional process, or you would resign and you would become the head of the opposition. One or two.
And also aid. We give a lot of money to Egypt. Let's take a look at our screen here, because this is the amount of money we've given over the years to Egypt. Back to 2009, $1.6 billion. And it's actually dropped a little bit, but still, up close to $2 billion we're sending to Egypt. For what? What does that get us? What is it exactly buying Congress?
Well, basically the original idea was that an Egypt ally to the United States would secure the peace process with Israel, will secure the passage of our fleet and all international ships through the Suez Canal. Now, an increasing power of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt is going to escalate tensions through Gaza with Israel, is going to give support to the Islamists in the region. And he blocked, when France tried to fight Al-Qaeda in Mali, President Morsi blocked it. So he's not really implementing the idea for why we are giving that foreign aid.
Waleed Ferris, fascinating insight this morning, and we'll see what the president does as millions of people continue to pour into the square. Waleed, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.